Welcome to the Payroll Services Summer Training Session. The contact information for payroll services is important if you need to fax or mail information for processing. This presentation is designed to identify the high-level payroll processes during summer school, and there are more detailed summer school payroll documents posted on the payroll website and the summer school website for viewing convenience. There are 2 summer school sessions. The first session is scheduled to begin on June 11th through June 24th, and the second session is scheduled to begin on June 25th through July 16th. The items listed on the next 2 slides will be addressed during this training session. The topics include the payroll calendars and attendance dates, the year-end process, and the change in the off-cycle check request during that time. I will also show account pay cutoff dates, information pertaining to tax shelter annuities, a chart that represents earned sick leave during the summer months, how to report summer work hours, and information regarding the VPK program. I will explain the process of accounting for a 10-day absence when a 12-month employee is out during the 10-hour workdays. There is also information pertaining to tech centers and the Title I Reading Camp. I will address the use of cost centers on all payroll time entries for 10-month employees. And finally, I will review the need to monitor leave requests entered through self-service. This is an example of the payroll calendar for a 10-month instructional employee. Notice the calendar includes the paycheck date and the attendance periods being paid on that particular check. All the summer school calendars are posted on the payroll website. It is always highly recommended that all payroll calendars are distributed to the appropriate employees that will be working during the summer months. This will help alleviate questions and help employees understand when they are getting paid during the summer. Payroll has also provided a detailed memo of all payroll areas that are paid on a specific date. The top of the form lists the payroll areas, check date, attendance periods, and the type of payroll reporting that's necessary, whether it's positive or negative. That's very important during the summer months. All 10-month employees must have a time entry in SAP to get paid. The middle of the form includes important messages and reminders. The bottom of the form displays the payroll schedule and cutoff dates for that particular check. If there are early cutoff dates or any other changes that would impact payroll processing, the new dates and times would be listed here. The year-end process does involve a change in the payroll processing schedule. There are 3 check dates during the summer that are impacted by year-end. Those check dates are June 25th, July 2nd, and July 9th. The attendance periods for all 3 check dates extend beyond the cutoff date. When that occurs, the payroll time entries must be projected. That means that you must complete the payroll time entries through the last day of the attendance period. Do not project beyond the attendance period for the payroll you are processing. If you make a mistake, the correction will appear on the next regularly scheduled check. The same process applies to the check dated July 2nd. Notice the attendance periods that extend beyond the cutoff date. The payroll time entries must be projected. Again, that means that you must complete the payroll time entries through the last date of the attendance period. Do not project beyond the attendance period for the payroll you're processing. The same process applies to the check dated July 9th. In this situation, SAP is only available for 4 hours on Wednesday, June 25th from 8 a.m. until noon. If you plan on being out this day, please notify your payroll backup. It is critical that payroll is completed within this window of time available. The last day to process off-cycle checks for June is Tuesday, June 17th. All off-cycle requests must be received by payroll services no later than 10 a.m. The next scheduled day to process off-cycle checks is Tuesday, July 8th. That date's subject to change if system issues arise due to the year-end process. All off-cycle checks must be equivalent to a minimum of 3 working days. Off-cycle checks will not be issued for account pays, supplements, or overtime. The check dates and cutoff dates listed are important for payroll preparers submitting account pays. All account pays must be received by payroll services by 4:30 p.m. on the cutoff date. Remember, these account pays must have been previously submitted to the Office of Management and Budget or grant services for funding approval. Account pays received in payroll services after the cutoff date will be processed on the next regularly scheduled paycheck. 10-month employees working during the summer with an active TSA will have deductions on every check generated. If an employee elects not to have a TSA deduction during the summer months, they must log on to My OCPS to stop the deduction and then restart it at the beginning of the next school year. In this example, if a 10-month employee has $100 deducted from each check to a TSA account and they attend a workshop over the summer that pays $150, their TSA will be deducted from this payment, leaving them with a gross income before taxes of $50. Sick leave earned during the summer months is based on the total number of hours worked, or paid service time. This chart represents the sick leave hours for instructional employees. This chart represents the sick leave hours for classified employees. Payroll Services will award sick leave hours and update sick leave records after the 2014 summer program is complete. The update program is generated during the month of September. This is when the leave will be awarded to those eligible employees. It is recommended that only individuals employed during the 2013-14 school year be considered for summer school employment. New employees will not be approved for employment during the summer of 2014. If an employee was or is inactive or in a default status at the time the work is performed, compensation cannot be given until the employee is appointed to a new position. Once the appointment process is complete, the employee will be compensated on the first regularly scheduled check. 10-month classified employees are not eligible to use their leave during the summer months. Employees are paid for actual hours worked. The hours an employee may work are based on the allocations a work site has been awarded. All classified employees not using Kronos must complete the time verification record or timesheet located at the work site. Remember, all overtime must be pre-approved. Schools employing classified staff in the summer positions that are at a different pay grade than their primary position must create a multiple position. In this example, if you have a paraprofessional that you need to work in a bilingual paraprofessional capacity, the pay grades are different and will require a multiple position established. Instructional employees who work in classified positions during the summer will also need a multiple position established. Paraprofessionals are not eligible for pre- and post-planning. Pre-planning and post-planning hours for summer school are June 10th and July 17th for instructional employees. This time must be entered as attendance hours, 0450, with the appropriate cost center. All instructional employees are required to check in and out upon arrival and departure from their work site. They can do this by completing the instructional time verification record or timesheet located at their site. This chart represents the attendance hours conversion between full-time and part-time employees. This chart represents the absence hours conversion between full-time and part-time employees. The maximum number of hours that can be reported each day for an instructional employee during the summer are 9.25 hours. VPK is not K-12 funded. The DOE requires 300 hours of instruction. VPK will operate summer school from June 9th through July 24th. VPK instructional staff will work 5.5 hours in the AM and 5.5 hours in the PM during the course of summer school. These will be rotating shifts. There will not be one teacher that works more than 5.5 hours per day. The 4-day work weeks from June 19th to August 6th does not apply to the VPK program. They will be working every Friday. VPK teachers are not authorized to use their leave during the summer months, and VPK will be closed on July 3rd and 4th. Pre-planning is on June 9th in the AM, and post-planning is on July 24th in the PM. Tech centers will be working the same summer school schedule as dictated by the district. The only exception is the duration of summer school. The Tech Center summer school will extend to July 30th. The maximum number of hours for instructional staff is 9.38 hours during summer school. The 4-day work weeks from June 19th to August 6th, Fridays off, applies to the tech centers. Instructional employees are authorized to use their leave during the summer months. Pre-planning is on June 10th and post-planning is on July 17th for normal summer school. Extended summer school post-planning is on July 31st. The cost center is 10 digits. The first two are referred to as the function, the next four are the work location number, the last three are the fund. It's very important that you understand the funding source or cost center that will be required on all payroll entries for 10-month employees during the summer months. When creating an attendance entry, after selecting the Create icon, you will click the Cost Center icon and enter the appropriate cost center. The cost centers listed must be used on all attendance entries for 10-month employees. If you need more information regarding cost centers, you can contact the Office of Management and Budget or access the summer school website at summerschool.ocps.net. Title I Reading Camp applies to kindergarten, first, and second grade only. Instructional employees are scheduled to work 6.5 hours per day and receive 4 hours on each day for pre and post planning on June 10th and July 17th. Paraprofessionals will be working 5.5 hours per day. Separate timesheets must be maintained for kindergarten, first, and second grade teachers and paraprofessionals. Do not include third grade teachers or paraprofessionals on this timesheet. The cost centers that must be used for payroll time entries for instructional and paraprofessional employees pertaining to the Title I Reading Camp are 5670040 S91, and the effective dates for that cost center are June 10th through June 30th, and then 5670040 L23, the effective dates are July 1st through July 17th. If you have questions, contact Beverly Riley for additional information. The 10-hour workdays begin on Thursday, June 19th and end on Wednesday, August 6th. The pay weeks run from Thursday through Wednesday. Work locations impacted by this schedule will be closed on Fridays. Regular work hours are scheduled to resume on Thursday, August 7th. All schools will be closed the entire week of June 30th. There are 3 payroll areas impacted by the modified work schedule during the summer. Those payroll areas are 71s, 81s, and 94s. Employees must use the calculation at the bottom of the screen to determine their hours per day during the modified work week, based on the total number of hours normally scheduled to work each week. The schedule is driven by the personnel sub-area for each employee within each payroll area. This is an example of the payroll calendar for 12-month employees. Notice there are several different personnel sub-areas within this payroll calendar. Here are examples of personnel sub-areas within the 12-month payroll calendar for the 2013-14 fiscal year. Notice the summer daily hours column. This column represents the increase in daily hours during the modified summer schedule. It is important to notify all employees of the change in schedule beginning June 19th. This is the same information for the 2014-15 fiscal year. The schedule continues until August 6th. This is the chart for payroll areas 71 and 94 for the 2013-14 fiscal year. This is the chart for payroll areas 71 and 94 for the 2014-15 fiscal year. For an 8-hour, 12-month employee, birthday leave is a 10-hour paid holiday if taken during the modified 4-day work week. The employee can only request 8 hours of birthday leave, but they have the entire day off. Remember, this is just an example. 12-month employees that are less than 8 hours are also entitled to birthday leave. The employee's birthday is to be taken on the employee's birthday or on a date mutually agreed upon by the employee and his or her supervisor. It cannot be used prior to the date of the birthday. If the employees are unable to work the 10-hour days, it is at the discretion of the supervisor to approve the use of leave. This also applies to June 30th through July 4th. Sick leave does not apply unless the employee is absent due to a medical illness. Personal leave for the 2013-14 school year is not available for use after June 30th of 2014. However, the new personal leave balance for the 14-15 school year is available on July 1st, 2014 for 12-month employees. Employees are eligible for 2 breaks that are 18.75 minutes in duration, and July 4th is a 10-hour paid holiday for all 12-month, 8-hour employees. Remember, this is just an example. Employees that work less than 8 hours will be paid less for the holiday. There are several online features of employee self-service. The functionality includes updating your withholding status or W-4 and requesting short-term leave online. It's important to continue to monitor leave requests and have employees submit their requests timely. These are several early cutoff dates during the close of one fiscal year and the opening of another. It's also important that leave requests are entered timely to prevent over and under payments. And remember, just because they're entered doesn't mean they're approved, so please stay on top of those administrators to approve those leave requests timely. Thank you for viewing the Payroll Services 2014 Summer Presentation. If you have any questions regarding the information that was covered, contact a payroll representative for your work location. Remember, there are more detailed summer school payroll documents posted on the payroll website and the summer school website for viewing convenience.